can't even do that right now. I just realized it. Let me go right here. Hey guys. Hey Lisa. A lot to say today, ladies. A lot to say today. So, first of all, the reason why I'm making this video is she said, "Oh boy, you read the topic?" Yeah. You know, it needs to be talked about, especially on a channel like this, okay? And what compelled me to do this is, everyone doesn't have or didn't have a female role model in their life. I know I can vouch for that myself. My mother passed away when I was 7 years old, and nobody stepped into her place. And my YouTube analytics lets me know, hey, Telsha, lets me know that people of all ages watch my channel, okay? From age 18 to in their 70s, all right? So, I'm just making a video like this for someone who just needs to be schooled, who needs to understand the difference. Maybe someone who's not yet walking in their strength, or maybe someone never even heard of a basic chick before. You need to know the difference between a basic chick and a queen, because these two different mentalities will be the difference between somebody winning in life and somebody losing in life. And that's just in a nutshell right there. So I'm going to go down a list of behaviors, mentalities. Hey, on top, and thank you. Okay, Kimberly, I'm glad you could make it to the live chat. I'm going to go down a list of features, traits, behaviors, mentalities, if you will, of the basic chick. And hey, Tracy from London. And we're going to compare it to how a queen looks at things. So we'll have that contrast going on here, guys. All right. And I'm well. I'm very well. Blessed, happy. I'm well. How are you guys doing? So, it's always great to hang out with you guys. And, these live chats, hey, Bert, these live chats come in handy for me at times when I don't want to have to deal with editing. And plus, it allows me to be able to interact too. That's always a plus, you know, get more personal with you guys. And if you're coming into the live chat, make sure you're hitting that like button, guys. It helps YouTube's algorithm push the content out. And Lord knows we need to be pushing content like this out times a million. All right. So if everybody can hit the like button, I'd really appreciate that. All right. So let's start going down the list here. Basic chick mentality versus queen mentality. The first thing that I'm going to say is a basic chick puts herself last, while a queen can put herself first. She's able to put herself first in situations. Sometimes when we're used to being in abusive situations over and over, we've almost been trained to either put ourselves last or not even be on a list at all. So we perpetually do that in our relationships. So a basic chick puts herself last, guys, and feels like she's doing a service to other people by doing this. All right. Whereas a queen understands that she has to take care of herself first in order to be good for anybody else. And I just made an audio this morning talking about seeing the value of investing in yourself. Okay. Because, we want the narcissist to invest in us. Ain't going to happen. They're trash. We don't want their kind of investments anyway once we increase our emotional maturity. But we're not even investing in ourselves, and we want the other people to be investing in us. So, the first thing I want to say is a basic chick is used to putting herself last, used to, maybe not even being on a list, giving her last away, never thinking about herself first. A basic chick is trained to believe that's selfish, you know. if she does that. And a queen knows better, because the healthier you are, the happier you are, the more vibrant and energetic you are, the more you actually have to give to other people right off the rip. So if you actually want to be of more service to other people, you really understand that you have to take care of yourself first. You can't be overextending yourself, if you will. So that's one thing that I want to say right off the rip about a basic chick mentality. All right. A basic chick is like the cleanup chick as well. And these may seem like little catchphrases, but I'm going to break them down. Whereas a basic chick likes to come and clean up messes per se, a queen makes people rise up to her level. It's like, you got to rise up to where I am to come sit at my table. She makes people have to step up. She don't go down to their level. You know, a queen wants to deal with people who are ready, basically. And not trying to dust off a guy and get him in a position like that's too much energy. And it's risky. You go do all of that trying to dust somebody off, then they don't even meet the standards. They can't maintain it because you were the one behind that and not them. Number three, they don't appreciate it, so then they take everything good that you do for them and give it to the next person. You know, there's a whole bunch of risk factors involved in that. But what a queen really understands is, why should I be doing for you what you won't do for yourself? And if I'm supposed to see you as a man, and we're talking about men right here, present yourself, come to me correct. Like, why should I be making you a man? Your mom was supposed to raise you to, and your father raised you into becoming that, not me. You know, you're looking for a wife, but I got to make you a man first. Sounds like that person is out of order, and a queen understands that. But a basic chick will constantly put herself in those situations to have to clean up messes, come down off of her standards. Like, sit on the throne with your crown. Okay. So I definitely want to make that point. So let's go to the next thing that I have here on my list. And hello, Mika, and welcome, new subby, to the channel, and welcome to the live chat. Okay. A basic mentality or a basic chick will make important decisions out of her emotions. And although women are emotional beings, it doesn't mean that you have to be off balance with it. You don't have to be like completely out of touch with your logic. Okay? So a queen obviously knows how to balance her emotions with her logic, and she makes decisions out of her logic. Hey, Connie, so glad you could catch the live chat. And hey, Deborah. So I want to distinguish that as well. You know, a queen understands that emotions can change. Like, how many emotions can we experience in one day? A lot, okay? So to be making decisions off of feelings and emotions that shift like a leaf in the breeze, it's just not intelligent. It's not intelligent. Because while your emotions might have you feel this way right now, when you actually step into your logic and your emotions shift, you're just going to look crazy and bipolar at that point. If you just keep making decisions only based off of your emotions. And then the decisions are going to be built on the sand on top of that. So they're not going to be grounded, you know, logical, making sense, something that can endure long term. And that's what a queen is thinking about, which goes to the next thing on my list. A basic chick thinks about right now, and a queen actually is thinking ahead. You know, so the basic chick is playing checkers while the queen is playing chess. Okay, and that goes with how she's interacting with people, the people she decides to connect with in life. You know, there's some forethought about this. There's some type of strategy about it. You know, it's not just aimlessly floating or just for some shallow need or desire for right now. You know, she's going to think long and hard about things. Not overthink, but give a long-term thought to it. Like, how's this decision going to affect me down the line, for instance? And with that being said, a basic chick is easily to impress. She's impressed by people doing what they should be doing anyway. She's gonna make a big fuss. Oh my God, he opened the door for me. He took me out on a date. He should be doing these. These are like bare minimal things that, a man should be bringing to you. She's going to be impressed with that stuff. And a lot of times because she's coming from that low self-esteem, and she's not going to these five-star restaurants on her own. She's not buying flowers for herself. She's not giving herself the world-class treatment. So when someone else does it, it's impressive. But a queen just lives her life that way, whether she has her king yet or not. You see? I'm already doing that stuff, so it's not going to phase me. And if I already understand how you should be stepping to me, you doing the bare minimal or what you should be doing, you know, I'm not going to be easily impressed. And the thing that goes alongside with being easily impressed is the basic chick is eager to impress as well. It's like a flip flop of mentality, whereas the basic chick is eager to impress, whereas the queen is like, you impress me. I need you to be impressing me. And you might be like, you know what, that's real cocky, Lakia. That sounds really egotistical. But really, it's knowing your worth and knowing that you're the prize. Like, you have something to prove to me. Whereas the basic chick takes it the other way. I have to prove myself to them. The queen is like, no, you prove yourself to me. See, I already know what I'm working with. I already know I have like that silent confidence about me. I know my worth. So it's more so you got to be proving yourself to me at that point. My self-esteem and stuff is intact. I'm not walking around needing the validation from anyone else. So that person needs to be proven themselves to me. So, with that being said, and all of these things are interconnected, the basic chick wants to blend into the crowd. She has to be seen. Okay. Whereas a queen will be separated from the crowd, and she only strategically wants to be seen by the right folk. Because I'll tell you this, you could say 1,000 men, you could get your head all big to say, you know what, 1,000 men want to take me out. But if 999 of them are trash men, if they're fuck boys, what do you really have? See, a queen understands quality versus quantity. So we can look at like some of these Instagram models and people that need a bunch of likes and stuff like that. But who's liking it? Men that just want to smash and dash? They just want to hit you one time. They just want to be able to sleep with you and say they did that and conquer that and then move on? Or are these men that are looking at you as a wife and of value, and then all of those likes are like men that's like ready to go to the end of the world for you? And you got to know what you really working with and what you have. See, a queen can discern, oh, you're only liking me for shallow reasons. So I'm not going to get a big head over I put a half naked picture up. 20,000 men are like drooling over me and lusting for me versus, understanding someone that actually really valuing me. So, a basic chick might get a big head over that. All right. And then that will actually put her in situations to make poor decisions. And if you're just coming into the live chat, make sure you hit that like button, guys. Um, and then keep her failing and losing in life. All right. So the next thing that I want to say here is a basic chick gives constant. I have all these notifications coming in. Hey, sorry about that. I had like a million notifications come through my phone like at one time. But a basic chick gives constant passes to people. She basically makes excuses for people shortfalling, for people when they fuck her over. Okay, she's coming up with excuses. All right. Whereas a queen promotes accountability. She holds people responsible for their behaviors and actions, guys. It's not going to be me turning the cheek for you to do it on this cheek now. Is probably going to be a one and done. It doesn't mean that a queen doesn't understand forgiveness, but forgiveness, understanding it means that it doesn't mean that you get to stay in my life too. That's not what forgiveness means. You get a million chances to perpetuate situations and do things to me over and over. All right. So, with that being said, the basic chick is going to be more gullible and naive, while the queen is taking her wisdom. All right. So just think about that, when a narcissist is trying to hoover you back after they've shown you what they was working with and shown their cards to you. All right. And with that being said, the basic chick is emotionally immature, guys. She's emotionally immature. And whereas obviously the queen is emotionally mature. All right. And having that emotional immaturity, and of course that contributes to the gullible and the naiveness, and perpetuating, those toxic situations that keep her failing and losing in life. Okay. And repeating cycles, whereas the queen learns from her mistakes. All right. A basic chick doesn't fact check. She believes what she's told. A queen is going to investigate and verify, like, are you who you say you are? The trust is not just going to be free flowing here. We're not just believing the best. Connie says, I feel like I became a basic chick after my narc baby died. You know what? And the good news is you don't have to stay there. We all make mistakes. We all, could have made a better decision here or there. The good news is you can decide, you know what, this second is all over with, and lead your life differently moving forward. You don't have to stay. You don't have to stay that way. Now, a basic chick is very unforgiving to herself. She beats herself up over the head, and we are typically, our hardest critic. But, a queen is more forgiving of herself. She understands there's no perfect human beings, And this all applies to the story that we tell ourselves. And that's why a basic chick has more of a victim mentality, whereas the queen is more the victor. She has like a survivor mentality with her, the story that she's telling herself. Because you can choose to take, a traumatic experience or a season of refinement. This was my season of refinement. I had some things to learn, but I learned those things. And now I'm better. Now I'm stronger. The victim mentality is just going to keep focusing on the acts instead of, okay, what was the bigger picture? The queen can look at the bigger picture and say, you know what? I needed more self-love and I got it. I'm proud of myself for coming out of that instead of beating myself up in the head for going through that. We all have to live and learn, and it's counterproductive. It's enough forces and things in life trying to come against you and bring you down than for you to be joining those forces as well. Okay? We got to have some self-esteem, and the basic chick has low self-esteem, and it shows in the decisions and her behaviors, and the things that she does in her life. Okay? So the queen obviously has high self-esteem and high self-worth at that point. And hey, some ready. And T. Johnson says, exactly, impress me. I've been the one doing all the impressing just to get walked over each and every time. So Sarah says, yes, indeed. Yeah. You need to be even engaging, like trying to figure out, how much of my energy are you even worth? Like, you got to show me that you're worth a certain amount of effort on my behalf. You want to get me to come out of my house because you know what? Ladies, you need to understand what you're doing because don't get bamboozled out here. All right, so what? You taking me to a 5-star restaurant, but guess what? By the time you getting your hair done, your nails done, you put on your little expensive Macy's perfume, you might go get a new outfit even like for by the time you've done that, you spent hundreds of dollars, okay? So what is that 5-star meal, really? You guys need to understand the investments that you're making just walking out the door. And then they trying to Netflix and chill. You do all of this to go Netflix and chill with somebody? You're in the negative at that point. You're in the negative at that point and on so many levels. So, people got to come up. They got to come up to where you are or don't come at all and be okay with that. When you're a queen, you need a king. So, it's okay to understand that most people ain't going to be on your level. You're exclusive. You're behind the glass. You don't need to be a free for all. And that's the difference between a basic chick. She is a free for all. Everybody's not qualified. Everybody's not qualified. A queen is going to be choosy and picky. And somebody else might call it, stuck up and snooty. And you know what? I need to be. I need to be. Especially as you see the kind of people out here in the world, it's not necessarily rising. There's a lot more darkness out here in a certain sense. Doesn't mean there isn't any good people, but you need to be more discerning. You need to be more cautious. If you learn anything in those narcissistic relationships, you should learn that. And don't let anybody be able to come in and mind fuck you and make you jump off of that, All right. So, the next thing I want to say is a basic chick believes in struggle love. Her whole idea of what love is very twisted and tainted. And, it's always going to be in a position that puts her as the tail and not the head, and puts her as the giver and not the receiver. It's just off balance. It's just completely toxic. And that's how she ends up in these toxic relationships. A queen wants her ducks in a row, and she wants her man to have his ducks in a row. There you go. That's right, Mika. That's right. So, and with that in mind, a basic chick gives things away for free. She gives her pearls away for free. And I'm not just talking about the pearl down there, ladies. Just, the pearl could be your time. Because guess what? You can't get time back. Your energy and effort, your conversation, those are pearls. Just any energy that you're giving somebody, they need to be showing that they're worthy to have that time and attention. Okay. So a basic chick gives away her pearls, but a queen is expecting a gain. She's expecting reciprocation. She makes people invest in her, okay? Now the basic chick is not making somebody earn her. They're not earning it. It's just given. It's just given like something that I don't put on a trash, like free trash on a curb for anybody to take, if they see a value in it. But when people, that's the thing, when people take things that you give away for free, you don't know if they're valuing it or if they're just taking it because they're greedy. They're taking it because they can. You don't know what they valued about it, because what did they invest in it? What did they really earn? They were just given it. So that's not how you want to deal with a man anyway. That's not going to work in that aspect, okay? So while the basic chick is giving freely, the queen is thanking you more so, what have you done to deserve for me to give you this? Like, I'm precious. She understands her worth. All right. And with that being said, basic chicks are too masculine all too often. We want to say that next. Too masculine. Now, every human being has masculinity and femininity. All right. Even a man. Okay, I'm going to just tell you that. But a man should be more, typically, a straight man anyway, should be more in touch with his masculine side than feminine. Okay, now a queen balances her masculinity and her femininity. but she leans more on her femininity. She uses her femininity to, get what she wants. She shines in her glory when she's exuberating her feminine aspects, okay? And that works, in the order of a masculine and a feminine coming together. She's playing her role. She's not trying to take the male part. She's not being aggressive, you know. As a matter of fact, she's clever. She knows how to use her femininity to get her agenda, to get the things that she wants. She knows how to be subtle. She knows how to be suggestive. She knows, and then, when you need to be assertive, yes, you can be assertive. You let somebody know, look, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I expect. This is what I'm used to. I won't settle for anything less. You can say these things, but you don't have to shove anything down anybody's throat. See, a basic chick wants to try to get someone to love her, get somebody to reciprocate. And the queen knows, if I got to get you to do that, you are already lost. If I have to, why am I going to put energy into trying to convince you? There's billions of people in the world. I could just go on to someone else that can appreciate and value me, not try to be stuck on somebody who's not reciprocating and putting energy into that. That's masculine, because men are hunters, not women. Women aren't hunters. We're not the ones that's supposed to be hunting a man. So that's very, very masculine. And it should be a turn off to anybody, really. Why do you want to force somebody to give you what should be free flowing? Somebody to see your value that they should already see. If it ain't clear to you, that's your loss. See it as their loss and keep it moving. Like that is really like a serious red flag right there. Okay. And with that being said, the basic chick doesn't value her time. She doesn't value her time. Because if she did, she wouldn't be wasting it on people who don't value her and who don't care about her. What are you going to get out of that? It's, more offenses. A queen values her time and is disrespectful to waste my time. It's very disrespectful. Chrissy Rice says cats don't chase dogs. Yeah, they really, I've never seen it. I've never seen a cat chase a dog. So, the next thing that I want to point out about the basic chick versus the queen mentality is the basic chick views change as a punishment, whereas a queen sees the change as improvement. So now we're dealing with someone who likes to stay complacent in life, which is the basic chick, versus someone that wants to expand and increase and improve upon. And that would be the queen mentality. All right. So if you're seeing change as a punishment, it means that you're not looking to change, even, the things that you need to be changing about yourself. Well, Mika says her pastor said women are not supposed to court men. Well, the man comes to court you, and you be in a courtship with the man if you deem him husband material. So that's how that's supposed to be. And for those of you who may be lost, there is biblically, what she's talking about. There's a difference between courting and dating. What we call dating, you might actually be courting. If you're looking for husband material, that's actually courting. Dating is just having fun with someone when we go the literal term of it. But, in American society, we may start out dating, but you may have that intent on having a husband from the gate. So actually, you're looking for someone to court, if we want to be technically literally correct here. So, but yeah, a basic chick sees a change, being corrected, constructive criticism, as a punishment. But the punishment is not seeking the wise counsel. The punishment is not, making the corrections to improve yourself, not learning your lesson, constantly hitting your head up against the wall. That's the real punishment that you inevitably end up keeping yourself in. Okay. Now, a basic chick, something I've observed as well, she might wear her losses as a badge of honor. She's still talking about a slight from 20 years ago. She hasn't found her healing. So, yeah, she's going to keep, it's like a badge of honor. Everybody knows about all the horrible things that she went through. She just is not allowing it to be put to rest, so to speak. A queen likes to cover her tracks, and keep it moving. If she can discreetly, if she had to take any type of L, and it's never even really looked as an L, as more as a learning experience, and she could be discreet and private about it and keep it moving. Everybody don't have to know about, you fell on your face over in this and that way. You can just take your lessons and be like, you know what? I learned that it's never going to happen again, and I'm moving forward. I'm keeping it pushing. Okay. And with that being said, a basic chick can be more public. She could have more of a big mouth. She might be the loudest one in the room, because she needs that attention. She needs to be seen, like I said earlier. Okay. Where typically, a queen, she's more private. Like I said, exclusive, mysterious, more discreet, guys. Okay. So, I just hit on a whole bunch of points, guys, and of the things that I wanted to share here about having a basic mentality versus a queen mentality. A basic chick, she's basically giving her power away. She's relying on other people to make it happen for her. Where a queen uses her femininity to put herself in a position and to make the best decisions, standing in her power. And standing in your power doesn't mean to overpower anybody. That's what I'm saying about being too masculine. You can be powerful in your femininity. And that's what the basic chick hasn't mastered. She hasn't learned how to do that. Okay? I mean, the basic chick might be more negative minded, and that might be based off of all of her negative experiences. Okay? And then that might actually make her not be choosy for that. Okay? For that reason, because of that negativity. But the queen sees her endless possibilities. She sees a fresh start as just that, a fresh start. A time I could make it better. But the basic chick, she's not ever really getting that fresh start because she's taken that same mentality with her. She's not taking the lessons. And the Watchman Eye says everybody plays the fool sometimes, but they're the real fools are losing quality, goal-minded, successful, potential-filled you. And that's fine, because you don't need to be with them fools anyway. You see, it's okay to lose them. They need to be lost. That's what we need to understand. And we get upset sometimes, when things don't work out the way that we want with one person. They weren't for you, and that's okay. Everybody's not for everybody. They're not willing to come up to your level. They're not already not on your level. Like, who cares if they're even willing to come up to your level at that point? So I wanted to come on today, ladies, and, I have this live chat where I just hit these points, and I hit them so fast. I think we done went over, we done went over easily 20 points, 20 traits, mentalities, behaviors, thought patterns of the basic chick versus the queen, okay? I didn't think I was going to go through them that fast, but just being straight to the point here. And if you guys are coming in to the live chat, make sure that you're hitting that like button, guys. It helps the channel grow. All right. Well, do anybody want to add to that? Did I cover all the bases? I'm sure like it can't be all inclusive. It gotta be some things. I just wanted a good amount. I wanted a good amount of bulletins to hit with you guys. And if you're just coming in, you'll be able to go back and, listen to it from the beginning. YouTube will upload it. And now the live chat, you can just rewind it, go back into it anyway. But this is important, guys, so that you could just, if you find yourself, like I said, if you find that you had some of these behaviors and patterns within yourself, the good news is you don't have to stay that way. You really don't. You can heal from that and grow from it and be the queen that you really are. All right? And stop messing with these low riders. Aw, thank you, Mika. I really wanted to try to get to the point. Yeah, Sarah says practice positive affirmations. Yeah, speak life into your life. Meditate. That's going to be a good thing. Staying prayed up is always going to be a good thing. Be in touch with your discernment and your own voice. That's a part of standing into your strength and your power. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I went down that list pretty quick. I've been there and I've done that. There were times in my life where I wasn't exuding all of this and I had to learn the hard way. But you don't have to learn everything the hard way. And that's something that the basic chick needs to learn. You don't have to learn everything the hard way. You can learn from other people's spits and spats, You can take wise counsel. You don't have to fall on your face for every lesson. You can avoid some things, if you just listen. If you just listen and work on reprogramming. All right. All right. So, I do offer coaching, ladies, for anyone who wants to have that through me, one-on-one coaching. If you feel like, you need more self-love, more self-worth, you're trying to figure it out where you're going wrong in these relationships, I do offer coaching, ladies, half an hour sessions, 1 hour sessions, FaceTime, Skypes, voice calls, email coaching. I have monthly memberships over on Patreon, which is a great way to support the channel, ladies, and also get further access to me as well. Go look at the different tiers and packages and, see if any of that works for you. I have the support group, guys, over on Facebook. Oh, great, Mika. I have the support group over on Facebook for survivors of narcissistic abuse. All right. I've written 4 books, guys. I highly recommend them, not just because I wrote them, but because of the pearls in them. If you like the format of my channel and the information that I put on here, you're going to love the books, okay? They're available on Amazon and barnesandnobles.com, and signed copies are available through my website. Do you mean somatic? I know about the somatic and the cerebral narcissist lighthouse. Thank you, Watchmen. So, thank you, Tracy. So I always like to bring up these things, as further, therapy that you can have for yourself. We gotta get that water in, right? Oh, narcissists changing their location a lot because they're always burning bridges. It's hard to stay in the area when you done burned a bunch of bridges. So yeah, they want to go where nobody knows their MO and try to work their little manipulation there. It's easier. It's easier for them to keep starting over than to try to convince, the old powers to be that they've changed. Might as well just start fresh. Which is what, basic, that's the difference between basic and a queen. She's not going to sit there and try to convince you of anything. We can agree to disagree, or I can agree to disagree and keep it moving. Okay. See someone basic they keep trying to convince. And even in the Bible, when Jesus was talking to the disciples, he said, if you're not welcome, dust yourself off and keep it moving. Even Jesus said, look, I ain't trying to shove nothing down nobody's throat. All right. And that's, valuing your time and all of that stuff. All right. Thank you, Lighthouse. All right, guys. I don't want to start babbling here. It was great dropping in and doing this live chat. I hope that share it with young ladies. Make sure your daughters know the difference. Make sure you know the difference as well. And like I said, if you found yourself on the other end of that spectrum and you know what, I've been doing some of these things, guess what? You could just correct it. You correct those things about yourself and do better moving forward. Okay? For everything that I told you that the basic chick was doing, I gave you the opposite end of the spectrum of what you should be striving for, aiming to do. Okay? And we can all get there. Keep making those investments in yourself, ladies. All right? So keep doing the work, guys. Never give up on yourself. Keep that crown on your head, sitting nice. And don't come down. Don't come down to other people's levels, ladies. All right? All right, so keep doing the work, ladies. Thanks for dropping in. And until next time, please take care.